Hello, everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Wednesday, July 6, 2022. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Hope you had a wonderful day yesterday. It was definitely a wet evening, but that got rid of all of that warm and sticky weather, moving that out, and definitely a lot cooler this morning when you were heading out and dropping off those kiddos, and even this evening, pretty nice. Chance of rain tomorrow, but then we stay at what looks to be a dry weekend. Hopefully that stands. We'll keep an eye on it, but at least the temperatures be a little bit cooler than what we've had the last couple of days with that hot and humidity yesterday. And we've got a busy show coming up for you here today. We'll check back in with the Fitchburg Senior Center in case you missed it from last week, because, it was going into the holiday weekend. Want to make sure you had a chance to see our update, so we'll check in with the Senior Center coming up. Plus, we go with our friends on a grilling trip. That's right, Grilling 101 with Hy-Vee dietitian. Amy will be here, and she's going to be giving us some great grilling tips, a little bit on some fun recipes and unique ideas, some safety in there as well, as we want to make sure that you enjoy those meals safely and they don't bite you later on after you cook and eat. So we'll get to all of that coming up. Let's get you your headlines here on this Wednesday, and we start with the job openings at the city of Fitchburg. The list is getting smaller and smaller, so we want to make sure if you want to join Team Fitchburg, you better submit that application real quick here. Let's take a look. City of Fitchburg job openings include building attendant position, a limited term employment, community development planner, a full-time position there, a library assistant 3, a police records clerk full-time position, public works maintenance worker in the utilities department, and transportation engineer open up now a full-time position. So all these are online. All you have to do is go to our website, fitchburgwi.gov, and click on the job openings. Fitchburg Farmers Market returns this Thursday, tomorrow. Opened back in 1996 and has some of the best food you can imagine. Over 25 vendors come out each and every week, selling everything from produce to flowers to baked goods to soaps. You name it, it's there. And it's just so good, I'm just saying. And it's every Thursday, 3 to 6 p.m. at the Agora Pavilion, 5500 East Sherrill Parkway. Plenty of parking, plenty of fun. Adopt a storm drain near you. Yes, we'd like you to take advantage of this. Storm drains help transport runoff from roofs, driveways, streets, and other surfaces to underground pipes or storm sewers that eventually make their way to our lakes, rivers, and streams. Unfortunately, that runoff also carries pollutants to our waters. So we want you to adopt a storm drain near you. Go to rippleeffects.com and adopt a storm drain today. I'll share the link where you can check out this and adopt a storm drain by keeping it free of debris and other stuff so the water can flow to get away from your home, but also make sure we keep it pollutant free as it goes on draining into those lakes, rivers, and streams. All right, Art Cart returns to Fitchburg, happens this weekend. They'll be coming out to McKee Farms Park on Saturday, July 9th from 10 a.m. to noon. Do need to register for this. Drop-ins are welcome, but registration helps so they make sure they have enough materials to bring for your kiddos, put on by the Madison Museum of Contemporary Art. Well, if you can stop on by, make sure you dress those kids appropriately because they will get messy. And I want to remind you of those voluntary sprinkling restrictions. Because of well service, they've removed a well from service for emergency repairs in order to ensure that there's ample supply of water reserved for fire protection and domestic use. Fitchburg Utility District is asking that you do not sprinkle your lawn during the month of July. If necessary, sprinkle your lawn. Do it before 9 a.m. or after 9 p.m. If you live on the odd number of the street, sprinkle out your lawn on the odd number of days. If you live on the even number side, sprinkle it on the even number of days. And if the Fitchburg Utility appreciates your cooperation, but if water usage continues to increase, mandatory restrictions may be enacted. We'll keep you posted if that becomes the case. Finally, we want to remind you that Bratfest is returning to the Fitchburg Senior Center. This is sponsored by the Friends of the Fitchburg Senior Center. Happens on July 14th, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cost is $5. Includes brat, chips, drink, and a cookie. And there are no reservations. You just got to come out and enjoy. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we'll check in with the Fitchburg Senior Center next right here on Talking Fitchburg.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother ya?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today for the Fitchburg Senior Center, our friend Jill McCone. Jill, welcome back to the show. How are you doing today?
Pretty good, Jeremy. How are you today?
I'm doing good, doing good. Glad to have you back. And you have a, well, you know, it's always busy, but a jam-packed July is a good way of saying it, with a lot of fun events coming up. And I love this month's newsletter is probably the key to all newsletters. Brat lunch right there on the homepage. If it's not brats, what's going to get good people to come in without having brats?
Beer.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
Maybe we'll cook them in beer, but there's no beer. Yeah. So thanks to Metcalf. So you know how they always do the Memorial Brat Fest down at wherever the Alliance Center, but they donated 100 brats, and they've done this the last few years. And they kind of hope you'll do it around Memorial Day, but that's just a busy time. It's a busy time for the friends. So they said, you know what, they're going to be frozen. Do whatever you can, whenever you can. So thanks to Metcalf's and a lot of sponsors, we got 100 brats, chips and the condiments. And then the friends actually went out and bought another 50 brats because we think it'll be a pretty popular event. We're not going to take reservations. I think it's July 14th from 11:30 to 1, and it's $5. So you get a brat, you get chips, you get a cookie, and you get a drink, but it will not be beer.
Yeah, well, for $5, if you got a beer with that, that'd be sold out already. I mean, there'd be a long line, and it'd start with the city staff. But no, it's going to be a great fundraiser for sure. And I told the What's Happening ladies when they were doing this for their update, I said, you have to do it like promo style. We're going to have brats. We're going to have a bun. We're going to have chips, beverage for $5.
That's it, man.
Yeah,
Maybe I could have
sell it.
One of them stand outside with like a brat costume, you know, like they do at the car dealers and stuff, swing around. It's not even a fundraiser. It's $5. It's a friend raiser. That's what we call it. It's a friend raiser. Yeah, they're not going to make a lot of money, but it's just a fun event. So,
and I guess for people who don't know, what does the Friends group do with fundraisers and then with the funds?
Right. Well, they're awesome. They're our 501c3, and a lot of things they do are things I can't put in my city budget. So, special needs fund, you know, paying for things like help with medication, help with transportation. Maybe somebody needs help with cleaning up, kind of like special emergency events. We've bought mattresses for folks, just people in need. And then oftentimes they'll do things like I'll be talking about the patio, and they're going to contribute some money towards the patio that we don't have in the city budget. So things that I don't really include in the city budget, but really make the senior center more special and unique, and just support programs that otherwise wouldn't be funded.
Speaking of, you snuck something in there that we do want to touch on a little bit, and maybe I had a hidden question there on why asking you about the funds and whatnot, because there is a patio in the works. You already have a little bit of a patio space, but we want to increase this.
We do. So over COVID, you know, we were like, being outdoors is a really good thing. And I think people really, a lot of folks that maybe didn't enjoy the outdoors as much really started to say, yeah, this is great. You know, good time to get some fresh air and be away from, the virus and stuff. But moving forward, just with a lot of active people and things going on and beautiful Wisconsin summers, we have some furniture, but we don't really have a great place to put it. When you walk up to the senior center, there is a small concrete patio and we have all the furniture there. But we started thinking about, wouldn't it be great to just expand this patio and make it a really, another nice meeting space, actually. If we can fit, over 15 people there in small groups like book clubs or support groups or, whatever, just bring some friends over. So we started thinking about this. We knew it probably wouldn't be funded in the budget. As our finance director says, it's more fluff, not stuff. Is it necessary? Probably not. Would it be really a great way to add meeting space and social space onto the senior and the community center? Definitely. So we got the official okay from the city last week to change our budget and start fundraising for this patio. So we're going to kick that off hopefully pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah. So more important, if you eat the brats, you might be getting, you're putting that towards a little bit towards the patio.
Yeah,
and you
right.
Could eat your brat. You could eat your brat on the imaginary patio and just dream about how great it's going to be out there when you do come out for the event. So,
Exactly.
and we've got drawings here that we've been showing as well, and that's concept
Awesome.
concept version so far, and details to come. So stay tuned.
Right. And also too, just to note that the Friends already committed $10,000 towards, they'll match up to $10,000 towards the project. The first preliminary sketch there is going to be, we think, around 30,000. But as we talked about before the show went on, I keep adding more things that are making it bigger and better. So we might do a phase 1 and then a phase 2, but it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, well, let's just get the payment down, then we'll bring our lawn chairs, and then you just increase it from there. Does that work?
Yep.
All right, quickly, we got other events happening. You've got this, is it Micah stamping with Ron? What does that mean?
So Ron is a wonderful participant who comes in every morning, has coffee, and he recently shared this talent that he has. And so I'm going to have a hard time explaining that. They're not, like, he brought me an example and it was shaped like a heart. To me, it looked like glass, and then you can paint it. So you could just make these really cool things. And then I'm not selling this.
Well, it's for this one, they say they're making glass coasters. So you're right. It's like you get to decorate a piece of glass, but it's tempered. It's like a tempered glass, right? Isn't that what you would say? Like,
right. And he's got a kiln or something, so he can fire it once you get it painted and decorated. So it's just being creative. It's just a fun little project. Like I said, the one I had was a heart. It's kind of like a paperweight. That's the word I was trying. But it's just kind of cool. So just something fun to do that's inexpensive. And I think it's just a great that, folks come forward to share their talents. And he's like, I'd love to do this class. And, all you got to pay for is supplies. So it's really fun. Yeah.
Well, as the title says here, let's moving forward from that story to this story and helping seniors plan and get organized. We all need this. This isn't just a senior thing. This is an everybody thing.
Yeah. So this company just helps people get ready to sell their house, kind of go through stuff, get rid of stuff. A lot of families aren't around to support when their parents or their loved one is moving out of a home that they lived in for 50, 60 years. So this company comes in and kind of just deals with the heavy lifting and, physically and mentally too, because it's a lot to go through a house. And we see that so often, like, I've got 60 years of stuff here. I don't even know where to begin. So yeah, come on over for that. I don't have the date in front of me though, for that one.
No, no worries. I've got it for you. July 21st at 1. I've got everything for you today here, Joe. I'm here to help you any which way. All right. No more hard-hitting questions besides if people want to stay connected with the Senior Center, Jill, how can they do so?
I always fumble over that one anyway, but they can come in. They can come in, always come in. I don't know. Somebody came in the other day. They said, I couldn't get what I wanted off your website, which we're fixing. He had a valid concern. But I said, but then, as he came in, I toured him around and he learned so much more. So I always say, just come on in. Otherwise, if you can't come in, you can get the newsletter online at the city website. And you can sign up to get it popped right into your inbox. And if you really can't get out, call us and we'll mail you a newsletter.
All right, Jill, fantastic. Thank you
Okay.
so much for the update. I'll be down there for the brats. Certainly,
Awesome.
I'm just gonna have to get in line with my camera. So that usually gets
Perfect.
people to go away. So
Yeah,
I'll use
right.
that to my advantage to get in line for those. But
Sounds
Jill,
good.
thank you so much, and thanks for sharing the patio. And people can donate to directly to you, correct?
Absolutely. Right to the senior center. Yep.
All right, fantastic.
Awesome.
We'll talk to you next month.
Thank you.
All right, that's our Jill McCone. She's keeping it always interesting on our monthly interviews, and we'll check back in with her, like I said, next month. Take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from Hy-Vee, our Hy-Vee expertise, dietitian, and so much more. Amy is back. Amy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jeremy. Thanks. How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful and so excited to talk about grilling, one of my favorite things to do year round. Yep, I'm one of those crazy nuts that's out there in the wintertime still grilling it up. So anytime is good time for grilling, but summer grilling is where it's at. And you have a great lineup today of great ideas, a little bit of safety. We've got it all for you. So first and foremost, when we're thinking about grilling and dieting, coming together, it could be a little bit like, oh, but I want to cook the meats, but I know I should eat better. What do you say to those folks?
Yeah, that's a great point. And I think, as a dietitian, we're always coming at things from the lens of let's keep it balanced, make sure we're getting our fruits and vegetables in. And actually grilling is a great way to do that because there's so many ways you can incorporate fruits and vegetables with those, especially if you're grilling meats, lots of different things you can do. So, some of the things I love to do are making like a fruit salsa, fresh fruit salsa. You can just top right over a piece of grilled like chicken or fish, goes great, even pork. I really like doing things like chimichurri sauce, which is a fresh herb-based sauce. Again, it's going to add that really fresh flavor to that piece of grilled meat. So you can still have your grilled meat as the base and then just kind of find those creative ways to add in your different fruits and vegetables so you're still getting that balanced plate.
And specifically looking at choosing the meats, because that to me is, I'm always like, all right, what's the protein? Let's line it up. But you can pick some healthy options to grill, and like you said, the options are endless.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, from a health standpoint, the main thing what I would recommend when you're choosing that meat is just trying to choose a leaner or lower fat protein. Really, and what that's going to do is just going to help keep the saturated fat down, which is, something that we consider for heart health and just overall health in general. So really, once you kind of have that in mind, you can still pick a huge variety of things, things like chicken breasts, pork chops, fish and seafood are very lean, and even steak. If you like steak, you could go with like a sirloin, or a flank steak or something like that. All are going to be really great lean choices.
And I mean, you could pick on the portion size too. I mean, you don't have to eat the whole steak, but we'll dive into that a different segment on portion control. I have a problem with that one. I do like some other options here. You talk about doing the kebabs. We can't leave out grilling pineapple either. I mean, that is amazing. If you haven't tried that, that's where it's at.
Yes, absolutely. And actually, to your point about portion size, something like a kebab is a great thing to do because it's a way to balance out that portion of meat, just add a little bit more vegetables to that kebab. And, kebabs, you could do bell peppers, tomatoes, you could even do pineapple cubes. You could do lots of different things that way. I like the idea of grilling pineapple rings. Tossing them on the grill is really going to help bring out a little bit different flavor, and then just put them on a burger, use them as a topping as a burger.
I can't say I've ever had pineapple on a burger, but after seeing this today, I am definitely going to try it because I love exotic burgers for sure. All right, let's turn to some food safety tips because, grilling, we've taken it into our hands, I would say, more than not since COVID's hit. We've done a lot more at home, and some people have gotten sick, unfortunately, found out the hard way. But just a couple of things to keep people healthy when we're talking about food safety.
Yes. So, really one thing to keep in mind, especially if you're going to be outside. So, in July in Wisconsin, we're a lot of times north of 90 degrees. So it's important to keep temperature in mind. So really keeping your hot foods hot and keeping your cold foods cold. And so, if you're bringing sides to an outdoor grilling party, thinking things like, a potato salad, a pasta salad, any of that type of thing, really making sure you've got a good, well-insulated cooler, keeping it full of ice so that you're keeping those cold foods cold. And really, if it's, if it's, I'd say higher than 90 degrees, you really don't want your cold food out longer than an hour. So, get everybody served and then get it right back on that ice so you don't have to throw it all out.
I think anytime you think food safety in summer, you automatically go to the potato salad and sitting out in the sun. Like that is like I don't know why, but it is like the one you pick on the most, and for good reason. It's got eggs and it's got you just don't. I can't even imagine. You just don't want those things. And keeping foods hot above what temperature do you recommend? So if you're thinking that buffet style picnic, what's kind of that general rule of thumb? Since most of us probably don't have, thermometer checkers for food necessarily. Maybe you do, but, what's that rule of thumb?
Yes. So a good rule of thumb for hot foods is 135. So, if it's not something that you want to necessarily think about, I would say, it's good to get in the habit of putting the food out, serving it and eating it as quickly as possible. So then you're not having to worry so much about keeping things temp. Another thing you could do if you're near power sources, so maybe you're doing it outside at your house and you've got some outdoor outlets, you could put some of your sides in a crock pot to keep them warm. So maybe if you have like baked beans or something like that, put them in a crock pot, that'll help keep that temperature up as well.
Yeah, you don't want to get into the danger zone, and that is a true food safety piece that we've talked about on this show before. You want to stay out of that, or you're going to make a lot of people unhappy with you, including yourself, as you are sicker than what. All right, turning to our temperature cooking for the different meats, proteins, so important. It's so tricky too. I mean, it is. I give chefs my true blessing on how well they can cook meats because this guy is still having a hard time without poking that steak like 1,000 times to figure out, did I get it medium well? So in a general space, how do we determine those different temperatures to the meats?
Yes, and really the best way to tell is to use an actual meat thermometer. My husband can attest that I have trained him now to check it. In the beginning, he wouldn't. And I was like, please just temp it. Just please temp it for me. So now he's just in the habit. We have a digital thermometer. It's really easy. It's really the best way to tell, especially if you're not a trained chef, that you don't have all of those skills down. But really, when we're thinking about any kind of poultry, so thinking about grilling those chicken breasts, you want them to 165. If you're doing fish or pork, 145. And then for steak, anywhere from rare, which, some people do like their steak rare, anywhere from 125 all the way up to well done would be considered at that 160. So, kind of a medium steak would be about 140. So those temps, it's just good to double check so that that you've got it to that safe temperature.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to be safe too. And one other thing that I've learned from doing these segments is I was one of those folks, and you're going to cringe when you hear this, Amy, but I cut into the meat to see if it was done. And that's not that's not a good thing because you're losing all the flavor.
Yeah, I know a lot of people do that as well, especially with hamburgers. They might cut into that as well just to check the color. I mean, it's not hurting it, but yeah, you're not going to get as high quality of an outcome on that. So yeah, that little digital thermometer is a good investment, especially if you're doing a lot of grilling.
And there's a lot of choices out there, and they have come down in price significantly over the years. So I would invest in it. It's the best thing that I've invested in for at-home cooking. So it's great. All right, Amy, if people want to learn more, find ways to eat better, be healthy, or just have general questions, how can they learn more with Hy-Vee?
Best way to go is go to our website, Hy-Vee.com. And if you do Hy-Vee.com/health, you'll get to the dietitian page where you can find your local dietitian. Hy-Vee.com also has a lot of recipes. So if you're looking for maybe some new recipes to try as you start grilling, I also sent some as well. We can include here for things like grilled meats with different fruit salsas. We have a great recipe for chimichurri that I use all the time. So, be sure to check those out as well if you're looking for some new ideas.
Final question, and this one's an out of the blue one for you. What is your go-to? I'm going to grill this every single summer because I have to. What is Amy's meal?
Go-to meals. So good grilled sirloin with some grilled bell peppers and asparagus. And then even some roasted potatoes. Sometimes we'll throw on the grill as well. That's kind of our go-to. If I've got a lot of time, then I'll make some fresh chimichurri to put on that steak. And it's, very, very balanced, but very delicious.
There you go. You've heard it from the expert. You got some ideas. And yes, we will share the recipes when we get this posted up. So you can check that out as well. Amy, thank you so much for the great tips. Have a good grilling season, and we'll check back in with you real soon.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you.
You bet. Check out Hy-Vee's website for more information and those great recipes. I am looking forward to trying that pineapple on a burger for sure. And that chimichurri, is that how you say it? Chimichurri? I don't want to say it wrong now. Sauce. That sounds really good as well. So check it out, and we'll look forward to having Amy back on the show real soon. Take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
Como padre, todos los días son un desafío. Y hay que estar ahí presentes. No importa lo cansado que uno esté, hay que estar ahí presentes para ellos. Cuando los niños aprenden algo nuevo, es ese momento mágico y especial. Y creo que presenciar ese momento es mi favorito.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year. And lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region, too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg, wrapping up the show for the day. I want to thank Amy from the Hy-Vee here in the Fitchburg area. We'll be checking back in with her and Aaron real soon, but appreciate her help on the tips with grilling, and Jill from the Fitchburg Senior Center as well with the update. Remember, you can stay connected with Fact TV. It's fast, fun, free, easy, so much more. And we want to I hope you have a great evening, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow for TF.